To tell you one time where we're just going to have a steady soaking rain. That is most likely tomorrow night through about lunchtime on Saturday, and then after that we'll enjoy some drier weather, cooler and dry for Easter Sunday. And if you're getting up for an early morning Easter sunrise service, 40-degree temperatures. Be ready for that early on Sunday morning. All right, looking at radar right now, we have a lot of clouds out there if you look at the satellite data, and it looks like the bottom's about to fall out at any minute. However, you look at the radar, not a lot happening at this time. And most of us, at least in the short term, will stay dry. I am noting some showers that are down here south of Clanton. There was a storm producing quite a bit of lightning around Selma. And if we look at our forecast for the next 60 minutes, our future scan, you can see that this looks to be increasing across or lifting to the north and holding together as it makes its way closer to Chilton County. So I can't rule out some of this reaching us, Maplesville, Clanton, as this moves off to the north. So we still have some isolated activity in the short term, mostly for those areas to the south where it is warmer, where it is more unstable. Notice tomorrow we're going to wake up to some colder conditions. Look at Hamilton, 49 tomorrow morning, and that cooler air settles in over the next 48 hours. Saturday we'll only have highs in the 50s, overnight lows in the 40s, and a lot more rain on the way. But looking at Good Friday, it's one of those days, again, I think we'll have some breaks there during the day, but it's one of those setups. I wouldn't leave the house without the umbrella. A shower could pop up at any moment for any given location, and that chance is really going to increase going into tomorrow night and into Saturday. But I'll be back with a full 7-day forecast. Also coming up here on Extra, we're going to talk about the rainfall totals. May is Melanoma Awareness Month. Skin cancer, sun safety, very important topic this time of the year. We're going to dive into that. And how about an ice storm happening over the northern hemisphere? It's winter somewhere, and we're dealing with some big time cold in some places. We'll show you where coming up next right here on Weather Extra.
We know weather can be grab the umbrella or jogging shoes, but it's so much more. It's a science, an art, led by knowledge and experience.
And no one has more of that than a WBRC First Alert weather team.
Warning you first with more hours committed to you. And the first forecast built to see weeks, days, and even minutes ahead, right down to where you live. From the team you trust on your favorite screen.
Doing the weather better. The WBRC First Alert weather team, always on your side.
Some people may think you're overreacting. Some may ask, is there a storm coming? That's okay, because knowing the first alert has helped you beat the rush. Being prepared puts you in control and changes the what if to you're okay. Knowing first is everything. First Alert Weather.
If you have plans for this weekend, we have a first alert for a wintry mix.
When you need to know next week, tomorrow, or even right now, the WBRC First Alert Weather Team is always on your side, whenever and wherever you need us. This is why we First Alert.
Welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Tania Michelle, and oh boy, have we been dealing with a lot of rain this week and more as we head into the end of this week and for the start of your weekend too. So why not check in with First Alert meteorologist Matt Daniel on April rainfall totals and a look at that updated drought monitor. Take a look.
Rainfall is the big story across the southeast, and to talk about that, let's show you how much rain is actually recorded over the past couple of days. For Birmingham, we average about 5 inches of rainfall, same in Tuscaloosa. About 4.5 inches of rain is how much we usually see in the month of April for Anniston. And so far, about 1/2 inch in Birmingham, 3/4 inch in Tuscaloosa. And Anniston, you've had the most rain, almost 1.5 inches of rainfall so far over the past 5 days. Now, here's a look at how much rain has fallen across the country over over the past 5 days, and you can see it's been mainly eastern parts of the country with the heaviest rainfall in parts of the southeast. You start seeing those yellows and orange and red colors, especially in Arkansas, northern parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, seen several inches of rainfall. And it's all because of that stalled boundary that's slowly making its way across the southeast, and that's going to enhance our rain chances going into tomorrow and of course into Saturday. Here's the latest drought monitor just issued early this morning, and as you can see, the eastern half of the country not too bad. Starting to see some moderate drought develop across the mid-Atlantic. Also seeing some severe drought and extreme drought in parts of Oklahoma into Kansas and Nebraska. But as we zoom out towards the south and east, you can see the drought conditions definitely becoming more extreme and into that severe range in the Florida Peninsula, and just abnormally dry conditions along the Gulf Coast. But here locally, we're in good shape as we've had a lot of rain over the past several months. Now tomorrow, this is the excessive rain outlook, and flooding not a big concern for us tomorrow, but there could be a lower end threat for some heavy rainfall and flooding, especially towards Jackson, Mississippi, down towards Louisiana. So that's where we're going to see the heaviest rainfall. You can see the rainfall potential across the south and east. Lots of rain, especially in Mississippi and into Louisiana over the next 7 days. And most of this rain, by the way, is probably over the next 3. Could see 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. But here locally across central Alabama, we are looking at about 1 to 2 inches of rain across the area. So this will be mainly between now and going into Saturday evening. So just want to give you an update. Of course, I know you got a lot of big plans for the holidays, for going into Easter weekend. You can get your weather on the go. Just make sure you download the WBRC First Alert weather app.
All right, well, thanks, Matt. We will definitely do so. I have it on my phone. You should get it on yours if you haven't already. But lots of rain for the month of April, and you know what that means. Spring is in full swing, and summer is a little over 2 months away. With warmer weather comes more time spent out enjoying the outdoors. But before you start perfecting your cannonball into the pool, make sure to throw on some sunscreen. Ivan Rodriguez has more on what to look for and how to keep yourself safe in the sun.
Some words of warning and advice from actor Hugh Jackman this week.
I've just had 2 biopsies done. I just went to my doctor and she just saw little things, could be or could not be basal cell. And trust me, trust me, trust me. This is all stuff that happened 25 years ago. It's coming out now.
Jackman has been treated several times before for skin cancer. Thankfully, his results have come back negative this time, but the warning remains. According to the Skin Cancer Foundation, 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer by the time they turn 70. And the 2 most common causes, exposure to the sun's UV rays and tanning beds. But how does the sun affect our skin? Dr. Sanjay Gupta explains.
The squamous cells and the basal cells, they lie there in that epidermis. That's what can be affected by sun. They can be mutated and they can turn into cancer. You also have another type of cell known as melanocytes. If they become mutated, that can turn into melanoma.
Besides wearing sunscreen with a high SPF, make sure to do routine checks of your body. If you notice something unusual, remember A, B, C, D, E.
A is that lesion or mole asymmetric? Borders, that's B, irregular in some way. Is the color changing? That's the C, and then diameter is D, is it growing in size? And E, evolving, meaning is it changing in some way?
Remember, protection from the sun doesn't mean zero fun. Take it from Wolverine.
Put some sunscreen on. You'll still have an incredible time out there. All right? Please be safe.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Well, good information there, and those were some words of warning and advice from actor Hugh Jackman. And this week, Hugh Jackman says that he is actually going to be enjoying more sunshine, but definitely wearing his sunscreen while doing so. But right after this, after the break, we'll be talking more about the wet weather you'll see into your weekend, and if you can enjoy some dry weather for your Easter. Stick around for Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt, who have your details and that 7-day forecast coming up.
Does your bathtub look like this? Are you constantly cleaning your shower, but the stains and discoloration just won't go away? Or maybe you're just hoping to freshen up your bathroom with something new and modern. If this is you, you may be planning on attending one of the local home shows. Well, stay tuned. Today I'm joined by Kirsten with a special announcement that's going to make the whole project easier and more affordable. Kirsten.
So Joe, we know that people are busier than ever right now. The last thing they want to do is spend hours of time on the weekend fighting traffic and all the long lines at the home shows. Well, to save time, folks should give us a call right now and get this limited time offer. We're taking 20% off all shower and bath projects, and we're offering some amazing financing. It's 12 months of no payments and no interest. That means you don't need to pay a penny on your project until an entire year after your installation is complete.
So you're saying if I start my project now, I don't have to put any money down, I get 20% off the entire project, and you're offering no payments, no interest financing for a full year. That's pretty incredible.
It really is. We understand that most people have a long list of renovations that they want to do around the house, so we're making it easier than ever to knock out that shower project right now.
That's fantastic. Well, Kirsten, how else are you making this whole project easy?
So Joe, people's biggest fear when doing a project like this is picking out something they're not going to be happy with. Well, we eliminate that fear by bringing the home show to you. When you give us a call, we'll send one of our shower and bath experts out for a free in-home design consultation. They'll bring an iPad and a sample kit to let you design the shower or bath of your dreams. Before the appointment is over, you'll see what the new shower will look like, eliminating all of the guesswork out of the project.
Kirsten, thanks. Folks, call the number on your screen right now to speak with a West Shore Home representative and to receive this limited time offer. Call in now to get 20% off your shower or bath project. Plus, they're doing 12 months of no payments and no interest financing. That means you don't need to make your first payment until 12 months after your installation is complete. Call West Shore Home now.
Welcome back into Weather Extra. Looking at radar right now, we are tracking storms over southern areas. Some of this could reach us here into parts of Chilton County. We had a storm around Selma. Looks like that's weakened just a little bit. Non-severe, but we are seeing some lightning. All this rain to the west, all this is going to be over us over the next 24 to 48 hours. It's just taking a while for this axis of rain to get here. And by the way, the temperatures back to the west are a lot cooler as well. You see 55 Haleyville. That temperature is continuing to drop. And that cooler air is going to settle in at this point, though. What a contrast. I mean, 20 degrees here across the state. Big drop off. It's jacket weather to the west, or at least long sleeve weather, and it's short sleeve weather to the east. But that's kind of setup that we're going to have. Notice over the weekend, though, that cooler air, it gradually builds in here. 60s to 50s on Saturday. Overnight lows down into the 40s there going into early on Sunday. Here's what the forecast radar looks like. There's 9 p.m. Notice tonight, you see these showers developing, this moisture as it lifts in from south to north. Overnight, showers possible, some areas of rain, perhaps a thunderstorm. There's 6 a.m. and in the morning, again, areas of rain still possible. Not the best day if you wanted to do a project like maybe some painting or maybe getting started on the flower bed tomorrow. Yeah, it's going to be rainy and the ground maybe a little bit soggy depending on where you are. I know we've had some heavier rain areas back to the west, but notice 4 o'clock tomorrow, that large area of rain back to the west that I was just showing you, you can see how that's going to start to build in here. And tomorrow night and into Saturday, we're just covered up with the rain. So some heavier rainfall, not really seeing severe weather, but maybe a few rumbles of thunder. But we're still optimistic that this is going to taper off for Saturday afternoon from west to east. So afternoon, evening, Saturday plans, I think we will catch some nice breaks there. And for Easter Sunday, some sunshine returning, just a cold start. Sunrise at 6:24, that Easter sunrise service. We're going to be dealing with those lows down in the 40s, but there's a look at the Easter forecast and a cool start and those afternoon temperatures in the 60s. Feeling pretty good. It's going to be a beautiful day. We're going to get this out of here just in time. Next week, Monday and Tuesday, we got some dry weather. And then next week around Thursday, system, it looks like an upper level low over the region. It's going to take shape to our south, and that may throw some more clouds, some rain our way towards the end of the week. Not a severe weather setup at this point, but certainly looks like we could see some cooler temperatures and another chance for some showers returning later in the week. But as long as there's no severe weather, no complaints, right? We have been in a very active pattern, so it's nice to at least see that part of our forecast kind of settling down for right now. Well, it's time to check in with meteorologist Tania Michelle again. And Tania, you are going to take us around the world.
Yes, Wes, you're exactly right. And I think I agree with you too. I mean, all this wet weather is better than having all the active weather, tornadoes. tornadoes. But some areas, Wes, have actually been dealing with that. And we're actually going to start in Missouri, where communities are facing a long road to recovery. And this is after a deadly tornado destroyed communities. At least 5 people were killed when a possible tornado struck Ballinger County in the dark overnight hours Wednesday. Brianna Harris talks to a mother who is happy to be alive but devastated by the destruction done to her home.
From going to being a homeowner to having nothing, having to start over, it's a lot to comprehend.
For the past 3 years, Alicia Skaggs and her family have lived in this home. But now Skaggs is left to pick up the pieces after the tornado destroyed what she called home.
My home is not salvageable. We have a total loss. We've lost our camper, which is something that we do over the summer. We have an permanent camping spot. We lost our camper. Lost a lot of things.
Neighbors Kim Sear and her daughter Sierra, who witnessed and survived the tornado, said it was a scary moment.
It sounded like a freight train. There's stuff breaking everywhere. I was scared for everybody else.
I've lived here since 1997 and tornadoes never come through here, and I never thought our house would ever get hit, our neighbors would ever get hit.
Skaggs says even in the midst of the storm, there's a few things she's thankful for.
That we're still alive, that me, my boyfriend, and our kids are safe. Yeah, we may not have a roof over our head at the moment, but we're safe and we're alive.
And I don't call it luck, but simply a blessing to those who survived the severe storms in Missouri. But unfortunately, some lives were lost. But the community and loved ones in Ballinger County came together in their honor.
When someone's affected the way that this tornado has affected our community, we're all affected.
Crystal Stroop organized a vigil for the victims who lost their lives and the family members that survived them.
To lift our whole community up in prayer. Many hearts have been broken.
For Stroop and the rest of the Ballinger community, the emotional journey will be long. The physical road to recovery has also begun. Missouri Governor Mike Parson says smaller communities don't get as much help.
So I think we want to look and see what services we have and then what availability we have to make sure we replace these people in their replacement of where they may go, whether that's rent, whether that's utilities, how we can help.
Stroop and her church are gathering donations for those affected.
You put yourself in their shoes and think about what you would need if you were in that situation, and that would cover about everything.
Praise God, praise God.
For now, they're giving them what they have, a hymn and a prayer of comfort.
And here is video out of Iowa showing a tornado in the Pleasantville area. This is crazy. The National Weather Service determines this as a high-end EF1 with estimated peak winds of 110 miles per hour. The tornado cut a path 15 miles long and up to 50 yards wide. And meanwhile, in Canada, an ice storm Wednesday brought down trees and power lines. Take a look at this video in Quebec. This is crazy here. I mean, this is where the ice knocked out electrical services for more than 1 million households. As of this morning, just over 1.1 million customers still don't have power after freezing rain swept through the area, the Canadian province, matter of fact. Almost half of these customers were in Montreal. Officials said Thursday, which is today, roughly a third of those without power following the storm should have electricity back within 24 hours, so hoping definitely by tomorrow. And according to officials, more than 1,000 Hydro-Quebec employees are out in force across the province making repairs. Ugh. And it's still not over because North Dakota Department of Transportation is clearing snow-covered interstates. This video was taken on I-94 and 283 westbound near Valley City. Snowfall totals from the April 4th blizzard totaled to about 10.8 inches in Valley City. Oh man, my goodness, take a look at that video there. Lots and lots of snow. All right, well, coming back after the break, we're actually going to talk more about some animals, I think. Oh my gosh, let's stick around. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes.
We heard the first alert. Mom says we have to go.
included with a storm like
She says I don't have time to grab any more toys.
need to be in your tornado safe place. Get there right now as you have.
We have to get to our safe place because sometimes when you hear the siren, it's too late. That's why she says knowing first is everything.
We know weather can be grab the umbrella or jogging shoes, but it's so much more. It's a science, an art, led by knowledge and experience.
And no one has more of that than a WBRC First Alert weather team.
Warning you first with more hours committed to you. And the first forecast built to see weeks, days, and even minutes ahead, right down to where you live. From the team you trust on your favorite screen.
Doing the weather better. The WBRC First Alert weather team, always on your side.
The first alert is more than a warning. It's a promise. A promise to get you out of harm's way with plenty of time to spare. 4 walls and a roof can be replaced. Lives can't. That's why knowing first is everything. First Alert weather.
Alrighty, welcome back. I have a really good heartwarming story for you. A 3-month-old puppy is on the path to recovery. This one's so sweet. Dozer arrived to a Texas animal shelter unable to walk due to an unknown condition, but thanks to community donations, Dozer was fitted with a custom-built wheelchair to help him move around. This is so sweet. Look, take a look.
There was a lady who came in and said that she had a dog that she needed to surrender.
I'll get ahead of you. Here.
We went out to the car and she had brought him out, and when she put him to the ground, we immediately noticed that he could not walk or stand at all on his own.
Dozer came to us. He is about a 3-month-old puppy.
He couldn't even keep his head up off the ground. When he would try to pick his head up, it would just flop straight back to the ground, and it was hitting pretty hard. He could not control his body movements at all.
He is able to place his feet in the right places, but he's not able to support his weight yet.
So we actually kind of just carried him throughout the shelter.
We haven't been able to determine a cause for what's happening with him.
Ready for him?
Yeah, I'm ready for him. Okay, so head goes this way. Yep. And we got to get 2 back legs through there and 2 front legs through here. So. I know, buddy. Hold on. I know. Hi, buddy.
So the support that we got from the community and our nonprofit board that fundraises for us, Bayou Friends Forever, we were able to purchase this little guy his wheelchair. His initial reaction was something was getting him. He was trying to get away from it. He tried to take off running a couple of times, and then he kind of started slowing down a little bit and figuring out that it wasn't hurting.
Come here, buddy.
I think hopefully that he understands that it's trying to help him. He's learning, and he is definitely getting better with that. Oh, he'll be probably running all over the place, tearing things up pretty soon.
The harness is definitely going to be the difference.
Oh, I told you. Dozer is available for foster or adopt from the Bayou Animal Services in Dixon, Texas. And now in much of the U.S., tick season is already starting. And this year, there's a new warning about a rise in reported cases of a disease ticks can spread. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on the illness and what you can do to protect yourself and your family.
As the weather gets warmer, ticks get more active.
There are a lot of diseases that ticks can transmit to humans and to pets.
One emerging tick-borne disease is called babesiosis. It's usually caused by a parasite, says Dr. Bobby Pritt with Mayo Clinic.
This parasite lives in your red blood cells and can cause quite a serious, even fatal infection.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say between 2011 and 2019, there was a significant rise in the number of cases reported in the U.S., primarily in the Northeast and Midwest. Severity of symptoms varies, but tends to be flu-like and can include fever, chills, sweating, loss of appetite, nausea, and fatigue.
If you're immunocompromised or don't have a functioning spleen, disease can become quite serious and can even result in death.
To protect yourself, practice the ABCs. A. Avoid. Stay away from tall grasses and other areas in the woods where ticks are found. B. Bug spray. The CDC recommends one containing DEET or picaridin among other active ingredients. And C. Cover up. Clothing can protect against bites.
And last but not least, when you come inside, make sure you check yourself, your children, your family members, and your pets for ticks and remove them as soon as you find them.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And the CDC says most of the time it takes a tick 36 to 48 hours or more to transmit disease. If you find a tick on your body, you can usually judge how long it's been there based on how engorged it is. The longer it's attached, the larger the insect may be. If you have any symptoms of tick-borne illness after you've had a tick exposure, see your healthcare provider immediately. And as you look behind me, there's a beautiful view. It looks like spring. This is actually a picture that was sent in by our First Alert weather watcher, Tyler Young, who's on vacation in St. Louis, Missouri right now. So this is the St. Louis Arch, and he captured this beautiful view of the trees blossoming right now. These flowers on this tree blossoming, absolutely beautiful. But it is spring, you know, tick season, allergy season, a lot's going on. It's rainy season, okay? But let's take a look at that 7-day forecast just so we can see exactly how much wet or how many more wet days we can experience on our forecast. All right, here's that 7-day forecast for you. A first alert for rain today and tomorrow, really tonight, tomorrow, and also on Saturday. We bring in Sunday with the next driest day in our forecast. Temperatures slightly rebound back in the upper 60s. Notice how temperatures are really going to drop as we enter the weekend. We will see those overnight temps take a plummet as well too. We're in the upper 40s for the start of your Easter Sunday, so you might want to dress your kids in some layers, long sleeves, a sweater or jacket. If it gets warmer, they can take it off. We have drier weather, it looks like a couple of days in a row by the start of next week, and then more showers start to come mid next week. But thanks for tuning in for First Alert Weather Extra. Once again, I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Tania Michelle. Be sure to tune in to First at 9 because Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt will have more updates and details on your forecast, especially for those of you with plans to be outdoors this weekend, whether planting plants or taking your kids out for some Easter egg hunts. We'll have details on your forecast at 9. Thank you for joining us on your Thursday evening. You can catch First Alert Weather Extra every weekday at 6:30. We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful and safe Thursday evening.